Michael Carter tightened the laces on his worn work boots before walking his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, into school. Since losing his wife 5 years earlier, every decision he made revolved around giving Lily a safe and happy childhood. He worked long hours as a construction foreman, never complained, and always found time to read her a bedtime story. That same morning, across town, Victoria Sterling arrived at a private charity event known for raising millions of dollars for veterans and first responders. As one of the country's youngest billionaires, Victoria enjoyed funding unusual fundraising challenges that attracted attention and generous donations. This year's event featured a charity boxing exhibition. Professional fighters would demonstrate their skills, and volunteers could participate in carefully supervised challenges to raise money for children's hospitals. Michael hadn't planned to participate. He was there because Lily's school choir had been invited to perform. While waiting for the ceremony to begin, Michael wandered toward the demonstration ring, where spectators gathered around a retired heavyweight champion giving short exhibitions. Someone in the crowd joked that nobody would willingly stand in front of the former champion. Victoria smiled. "What if I offered someone $1 million for taking a single punch?" The audience laughed, assuming she wasn't serious. She was. "I'll donate $1 million, she announced, to anyone who can stand in the ring and take one clean body shot. The money would go directly to the volunteer if they accepted." The room buzzed with excitement. No one stepped forward. The retired boxer was respected for a reason. Even one controlled punch could be extremely painful. Michael quietly turned to leave. Lily tugged on his sleeve. "Dad," she whispered, "they said the money could help a lot of people." Michael looked back at the ring. He wasn't interested in fame. He certainly wasn't interested in getting punched. But $1 million could transform his daughter's future and support causes he cared about. After confirming that medical staff were present and the exhibition followed strict safety rules, Michael volunteered. The crowd looked surprised. His simple clothes made him appear completely ordinary. Victoria raised an eyebrow. "You're really willing to do this?" Michael nodded. "If everyone agrees it's safe." The retired boxer stepped into the ring and began wrapping his gloves. Standing beside Victoria was her longtime chief of security, Daniel Brooks. The moment Daniel got a clear look at Michael, his face lost all color. He rushed toward Victoria. His normally calm voice suddenly became urgent. "Ma'am." Victoria looked at him. "What is it?" Daniel swallowed hard. "You need to cancel this." Victoria frowned. "Why?" Daniel kept his eyes on Michael. "Because if that's the man I think it is." He took a slow breath. "He's the last person on earth you should ask to take that punch." Victoria looked at Daniel in confusion. "What are you talking about?" Daniel never took his eyes off Michael. "I know him." Michael turned and recognized Daniel almost immediately. A small smile crossed his face. "It's been a long time." Victoria looked between the two men. "You've met before?" Daniel nodded. 10 years ago." He took a slow breath before continuing. "Before I worked in private security, I served in the military." He looked at Michael with unmistakable respect. "He was one of the instructors who trained our unit." The crowd grew quiet. Victoria frowned. "So why should I stop the exhibition?" Daniel answered honestly. "Because he knows exactly how to absorb and deliver body blows safely." He glanced toward the retired boxer. "If the demonstration continues, he'll probably be fine." Then he looked back at Victoria. "But he isn't the kind of man who does dangerous things for money." Victoria walked over to Michael. "If that's true," she asked, "why did you volunteer?" Michael smiled gently. "I didn't do it for the money." "Then why?" He pointed toward Lily, who was talking with her classmates. "She asked me if the money could help people." He paused. If taking one carefully supervised punch can raise money for children who need medical care, it's worth considering. Victoria was silent. The retired boxer stepped forward. I've heard enough. He removed one glove. I don't want this to become a spectacle. Instead, he extended his hand. Michael shook it. The boxer smiled. A man willing to help others deserves respect, not a punch. The audience applauded. Victoria looked thoughtful for a moment. Then she picked up the microphone. The purpose of today was to raise money for children. She smiled. I don't think anyone needs to get hurt to accomplish that. She turned to Michael. I was prepared to give $1 million if you took the punch. She looked toward the crowd. I'll make the donation anyway. The ballroom erupted in applause. Inspired by her decision, several guests immediately pledged additional donations. Within minutes, the fundraiser had raised far more than anyone expected. Later that afternoon, Victoria found Michael and Lily enjoying ice cream outside the venue. She handed Lily a small certificate thanking her school for participating. Then she turned to Michael. You reminded all of us why we were here. Michael shook his head. I just wanted to help. Victoria smiled. Sometimes that's exactly what leadership looks like. As the sun began to set, Lily slipped her hand into her father's. Dad? Yes? I'm glad nobody had to get punched. Michael laughed. So am I. They walked toward the parking lot together, leaving behind a charity event that people would remember not because of a dramatic fight, but because compassion had won over spectacle. And long after the applause faded, the biggest lesson of the day remained clear. True strength isn't proving how much pain you can endure. It's using your influence and your courage to help others without causing unnecessary harm.